going to get political again. But before we jump right in, I would like to call upon Mark's evaluator, Lynn Hill, to explain Mark's objectives. Lynn?
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Mark has 4 objectives this evening as he works from the Communicating on Video Advanced Manual. He is to understand the nature of a video broadcast press conference. He's to prepare for an adversary confrontation on a controversial or sensitive issue. He is to employ appropriate preparation methods and strategies for communicating his organization's viewpoint, and Mark is to maintain and present a positive image throughout. The timing, Mr. Timer, is a little bit different. It's 3 to 5 minutes for the presentation, so the lights would go on at 3, 4, and 5, and 2 to 3 minutes for the question period, so the lights would go on at 2, 2:30, and 3. Mr. Toastmaster?
Thank you very much. Lynn. As Lynn pointed out, Mark Phipps will be presenting project number 4 from the Communicating on Video Manual this evening. Mark will be giving a press conference and will take on the role of a politician running for political office. Mark will be presenting his party's platform in hopes that Ontarians will vote for the Silver Party in an upcoming summer election. The audience is to take on the role of the media, so you are the reporters in the room, by listening to Mark's press conference and asking relevant questions afterward. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Silver Party leader Mark Phipps.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mercer. Fellow Ontarians, do you enjoy waiting in an emergency room hours for a doctor? Do you enjoy sitting on the 401 parking lot waiting to get home for your family? Do you enjoy spending more of your money to get even less services every year? I'm sure nobody does here in this room at all. Unfortunately, this is how the situation is in the province of Ontario. The current leadership and the current financial measures just aren't working. We're headed to bankruptcy. This has got to change. This must change for Ontarians both old and new. As leader of the Silver Party, I promise you that this will change upon taking office. We have a plan to correct this current financial crisis and to bring Ontario back to strength. Our plan consists of 2 pieces. We're going to increase revenue and we're going to decrease expenses. Straightforward, to the point. Looking at some of the provincial institutions, for example, the school that we're in here today, there's approximately 80 school boards across the province, of which varying services are offered at each. At each school board, though, there's a repetitive offer of several services that could be consolidated to help reduce some of the expenses on the province in itself. When this school board was created, the internet didn't exist. Communication between schools was difficult at times. Today, you can schedule a teleconference and have a meeting with hundreds of people, all within a matter of 10 minutes, from this side of the province to that side of the province. Why do we need to have all these scattered collections of school boards across the country, across the province? We can have a consolidated Ontario-wide school board to eliminate a lot of the administrative fees while increasing the effectiveness of education in Ontario. Additionally, upon 200 days of taking office, we will review all of the Ontario government services to ensure that we're getting proper value for the money that we're putting into those services. Further, within 200 days, we're going to get this province moving again. The 401 parking lot is going to start to be eliminated. We are going to help build the Shepherd subway line. We're going to help build the downtown relief line, the Ottawa light transit line. We're going to fully fund the subway and light rail projects across the province. Further, in the London area where we are today, we're going to build a 400 series highway starting in Strathroy, heading through the north end of London, and ending up connecting with the 403 in Woodstock. Getting the province moving is a key priority. Once we're moving, we can get things going again and increase the economy of this province, get people working. Looking at the financial side of the picture as well, upon taking office, we need to fix the deficit we have here today. And we're going to be doing that by increasing the harmonized sales tax by 2%. The extra revenue that we'd earn by this sales tax will help to pay for infrastructure, will help to pay for health care, will help to pay for education, will help to pay for rapid transit, and any surplus that we have after we've done investing in the province of Ontario will be put directly towards our provincial debt. By the year 2015-2016, we will pay off our provincial deficit, and by the year 2040, we will pay off our provincial debt. The Silver Party has a strong, reliable, and responsible plan. This summer, vote for change. Vote for Silver Party. I'll now take questions from the floor. If you have a question, please raise your hand, state your name and the organization that you represent, and I'll be glad to answer your questions. Are there any questions at this point? Yes, sir.
Stephen, London Free Press, won't the 2% increase in tax create a depression, a stoppage, and then we lose jobs?
Thank you for your question, Mr. Britton. There might be a slight decline in that. If we look at, though, where that money is going to, the infrastructure, for example, to pay for the crumbling Gardiner Expressway, would having a highway falling down in the middle of our biggest city, how much money would that cost us as opposed to the offset of raising the harmonized sales tax by 2%? Our infrastructure is failing. We have bridges falling apart across this province. We have sinkholes forming in our road. Look at Highbury Avenue South. It was closed for 2 days, a major route between London and St. Thomas. How much money did that cost us? How much money did that cost you in terms of rerouting around it, getting to work, and potentially lost sales for your business? Is there another question? Yes?
Mae from London Health Sciences reporting. You mentioned about the emergency room waiting times, but then you didn't elaborate as to what you would do in detail about what ways you would make to change that.
Right, thank you for your question very much. With the increase in the HST, some of that money would be put towards frontline healthcare workers, both nurses and doctors, and to increase the size of our medical training program to allow more doctors to be trained and educated in this province. We hope to establish a long-term funding so that we can continue to maintain those people in those positions. As you know, a lot of the people in our province are growing old, and we need additional forces. By raising the HST by 2%, we'll be able to maintain sustainable funding, both today and in the future. Yes, sir.
Scott McKay, Hamilton Spectator. Politicians are known to have silver tongues, and you're certainly no exception. What actual experience do you have that will help us to see that you can lead this province?
Thank you for your question, Mr. McKay. As a leader in this community, the London community, for several years, I have about 10 years of Toastmaster experience. Through those years in Toastmasters, I've been a division governor, an area governor, a club president, a vice president of education. These leadership experience, combined with a high-performance leadership skill, which we'll learn more about shortly, has helped to hone my leadership skills to allow me to lead the Silver Party and ensure that we're in good hands serving this province. Are there any further questions? Not seeing any, I'd like to thank you for your time and have a good day.
Leader Phipps of the Silver Party.